The love messages are, you called me out and I don't like it. They don't like that you left. They don't like that you called them out on something and you left after that. It was something that you couldn't hold in anymore. You had to express how the way this person was doing you, how they were making you feel, what they were doing. But whatever you call this person out on, it made them want to leave this connection. They didn't want to communicate with you. But even though they were acting that way and they had a problem on you speaking out, they didn't want you to leave them either. After you put them on the spot about something, you were starting to feel like this person isn't the one for you. When you had to see that you had to let this person know what they was doing wrong, you had to be strong on what could have happened between you two. It's like you knew whatever you had to call them out on, it was probably going to break you guys up. And even though you have feelings for them, you have to understand that the relationship may not work after you do that. Because even though this person made you happy, they were doing a lot of shit. They were doing a lot of stuff that you couldn't hold in anymore. Like it was time for you to call this person out because you kept on letting them get away with a lot of things and you couldn't let them do it anymore. Yeah, the reason why you was expecting the worst, they had anger issues. They're quick to get mad, defensive, argumentative. They're not the type of person to be understanding on what you need to say. They don't consider your feelings. They're not that understanding. They don't like to understand you. They don't want to. But they expect you to always understand them and where they're coming from. This person isn't fair. That's why you knew whatever you needed to call them out on, the relationship might end. And something that you said to them, you knew that you were right about it. No matter how argumentative they became, how they try to manipulate you, try to give you an excuse, it was the right thing to do, to say what you needed to say to them. You guys got this twin flame soulmate connection going on. And since the relationship is the way it is, they feel like you shouldn't call them out on things because it ruins what you two have. If you have an issue on them doing things to hurt you, they think that you shouldn't mention it. You should keep it to yourself. This is a very controlling, bossy person. So they like things their way. They like you to act how they want you to act. They want you to stay in your place and let them take the wheel in the relationship. You called them out about another person, someone that they were giving their time to. You wasn't supposed to find out about this person seeing other people or someone, but you could have some psychic abilities. You're very intuitive. So even though this person was hiding this other person from you, you knew about it. And that's what they couldn't lie to you about. That's why they were upset about it. They couldn't defend themselves because they knew that they were being dishonest to you about it. They were lying because they still wanted to have control of you. The way how they reacted, instead of being compassionate and sensitive about it and being defensive, will keep you in this relationship with them. But instead of this person being 100 with you when you call them out, it made you want to end things with them. They really couldn't argue with you on what you were calling them out on. They were trying, but they knew it. And that's what they couldn't stand because they're so used to having control of you in this relationship that they didn't have any kind of control on that situation at that time when you did this. You put them on the spot and they didn't know what to do. They didn't like it because you took them off guard about finding out because they thought that you will never know. They're so used to you letting them get away with things. And that's what they thought that you were going to do this time. But you didn't. They still feel this connection with you. They want you a part of their life. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, after you call this person out, you said what you needed to say. And you don't want to say anything else. You want to move on. This wasn't the first time you had to call this person out. I feel like this was the last straw. Because you could have called this person out before in the past, but it's like they kept on doing something over and over again, and that was irritating you. So you had to speak on some shit. You said things that they couldn't even handle. They couldn't get their way on what you were telling them because you were speaking the truth. If this person feels some type of way and they don't like what you had to say, you're not giving a fuck because you feeling like this person needed to be called out. It was definitely needed. I'll see y'all next reading. Love and peace.